Now, Civil Beat has been following developments over this contract dispute over the past 2 years. Joining us live over Skype is Chief Political Reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, KITV.
So it sounds like the challenge for HSTA now is to really sell this deal to the teachers, right?
Exactly. Remember, the teachers have rejected agreements before. There's no guarantee that they will accept this one. But on the surface, it seems like a pretty good deal. I mean, you're getting back the pay cut, the 5% that was taken 2 years ago. The state is going to kick in more for medical. You're looking at actually getting a pay raise right down the road. That would seem to be something very appealing to teachers. Mind you, this thing has gone on for 2 years. It has been a huge embarrassment for everybody. And maybe that rally did have something to do with putting a little heat on the governor to get that deal done.
What about the wider political ramifications of this tentative contract, Chad?
Well, you got to think Neil Abercrombie looking at re-election next year for governor. This is the big albatross that's been on his shoulder. He wants this thing done and settled. His labor support is weak. Right now, the HGEA is looking at their contracts being renewed. They want their pay cuts restored. They want a pay raise down the road. Fortunately, the state seems to be in a better revenue picture. So there's nothing more that Neil Abercrombie would like than to settle this and hopefully get back some of that labor support. He may be facing a contest against Colleen Hanabusa in next year's primary.
Very interesting, and it's almost unbelievable that this could be coming to an end after 2 years. Chad, sticking with the Department of Education news, you know, the DOE has been paying millions of dollars to these independent education consulting companies to help underperforming schools. What are you learning about this?
Well, more than 12 million actually, and about 10 million of that, the bulk of it is going to just one company, a private for-profit corporation called Edison Learning. They're helping in about 55 schools right now to help them perform better. On evidence, some schools are doing better, but some schools are not. So the question is that money really being well spent? Should you have taken that 10 million and maybe bought more school supplies? And despite Will Okabe's comment earlier about improving schools, our test scores still lag the national average.
Chad, there's also a story on genetically modified crops. Obviously, a lot of controversy here in Hawaii. But what about federally? There's a federal budget bill that some critics are criticizing, basically.
Well, this was something that was slipped into that budget agreement that was reached last week in Washington. Most people probably didn't notice it. In fact, critics are calling it the Monsanto Protection Act. They say what it does, it allows GMO companies to basically circumvent the courts and get new GMO crops out in the field. We're not quite sure whether that is in fact the case. It seems like the USDA already grants approval in that regard. Having said that, the GMO issue very hot here. Last week, as you know, the Hawaii legislature killed a GMO labeling bill.
All right, and I know Monsanto has a lot of political connections. You can read about that in Civil Beat. Chad Blair, thank you so much for joining us on this Monday.
Thank you, civilbeat.com.
All right. And if you'd like to read more on Civil Beat or check out other stories, you can go to that website, civilbeat.com. And we'll be right back. It is 6:39. We'll be right back.